Gentlemen, we have called you together to inform you that we are going to overthrow the United States government. Do you still think that jet fuel brought down the World Trade Center? Does anybody else see a problem here? If the government has nothing to hide, why are they so afraid to answer a few questions? This story does not add up.
All right, that's just some of what I've got. This chemtrail news is so big, I don't even know where to start. Radiation levels going up in the U.S. and Europe. The government says they don't know why or where it's coming from. It's the isotopes released during meltdown. You know good and well it's the French meltdowns that happened a few months ago. We've got that going on. We've just got all sorts of bedlam breaking out here. But I want to play, as we go to break and come back with the chemtrail news, because it's such big news, I need to compose myself and focus. I want to play, and there's thousands of these online, aerosol abuse over Cheshire, England, insane geoengineering activity. And this is what you see everywhere. Totally clear skies turned into total haze by ice crystals that don't dissipate. And then scientists went up 15, 16, 17 years ago, Carnicom and others. They went and had planes capture it. They said it's aluminum dioxide, barium salts, sulfur dioxide, and other things. And lo and behold, the government comes out and admits that's exactly what their secret testing has been and that it's a global operation. We're going to discuss all this coming up and end the mystery and then ask, what are people going to do about it? But first, I want to just play somebody from Cheshire, England, pointing out what's happening. For PrisonPlanet.tv viewers, for radio listeners, you'll hear the Brit talking about it. You can go up to our website. It's in Paul's article and watch the video itself. Some of the worst chemtrailing I've ever seen. It's embedded in the article. Geoengineering, our environment under attack. The greatest public health threat can no longer be denied. Here's the clip.
Just going to make a little video for you. This is Chester and Warrington. Literally just got up. It's 20 past 8 in the morning on the 24th of February. I'm pretty much certain that this is the worst sky I've ever woke up to. Totally geoengineered. As you can see, chemtrails don't exist. It's just normal contrails from a jet engine. There's no seeding agent at all in the trails. They're not mixing anything with the fuel. Everything is okay, as you can see by this video. Another one spraying there.
I love how he says everything's okay, being sarcastic.
To the state of that.
And then he goes on and says it's truly pitiful. Unbelievable geoengineering.
Absolute disgrace.
And the general public, they're like, oh, the entire sky, nothing but pure lines everywhere? Oh, that's normal. Oh, really? That didn't start happening till 95. And then we get all the government documents and they admit they're doing it, but still the yuppies say, I want to breathe aluminum. Okay, the import of this is great, and I hope that you'll go to this article. I hope you'll research every link and understand that the system would really go after people that talked about chemtrails in 95, 96, 97, 98, 2000. They would attack you if you talked about them. They would say you were crazy. I saw some of the earliest PR campaigns on the web going after myself and others that covered chemtrails. All I knew is that living here in Austin, a few miles from the airport, the old one that was downtown, that planes always, my entire life, flew over, cold weather, hot weather, whatever, at high altitude, and left a ice crystal trail that would then disappear in a max of a few minutes. Now I watch trails sit there for hours and turn into giant cloud banks. And so people started calling me in 96, 97 and saying, this scientist tested it. It's barium salts. It's aluminum dioxide. Something's going on. Something's happening. And I would say, well, yeah, why are the trails staying up there longer? Is it weather modification? What is it? Well, since then, now going back 3 years ago, people stopped just searching the term chemtrail, but persistent jet trail, aerosol, weather modification program. They began to search things like that and found hundreds of thousands of links. Department of Energy in the U.S., the different departments in Europe, Asia, governments everywhere involved. Just like worldwide, they take blood from babies at birth and put it in a DNA database, and worldwide lied to parents about it. We first broke that 14 years ago. It's now declassified. It's the same thing with this. But even once it comes out, it's just put out there like it's no big deal. And as I said, tomorrow night on the Nightly News, I'm going to show clips of John P. Holdren admitting it. I'm going to show why they're doing it. I'm going to get into the patents, all of it. But as a prelude to that, we have a detailed report with videos and more and links to all of the research and government admissions where this is all on record. So this article is so important, geoengineering our environment under attack. And we're going to go to break, come back in a long segment. I'm going to news read the entire article here on air with you. But there's a larger issue here. What does this say about national security structure that can ship in the drugs, kidnap kids, and secretly kill citizens, and have a giant secret program bigger than the Manhattan Project from the mid-1990s until 2009, and keep the whole thing secret? And then when they're forced to report on it, they go, yeah, that was all just testing. Now we're about to go operational. They're spraying poison on us. The aluminum alone is going to give everybody Alzheimer's. Stay with us. Here's what you need to understand. The global engineers do not even think of you as humans. They think of you as animals. They think of you as idiots. And they engage in whatever evil they want. They don't see it as a crime. They see putting sodium fluoride and hundreds of other deadly chemicals, including radioactive isotopes, in every major water supply in the country that's fluoridated as a good thing. And it's now in the news they do it, and the government just says that's the way it is. You try to stop the health department, the SWAT teams will take you out. You're going to drink radiation. The cops are going to sit there and guzzle it themselves. Again, the globalists believe the public wants to be hurt, wants to be killed. Well, I don't care if you've got a bunch of brain-dead zombies in a trance or a coma that like this. I am a free human being, and I have a right to defend myself against you. And I've had enough of it. The vaccines, all of it. I mean, the government runs hoaxes where they say it's the law to take the Gardasil shot. Now, other states have come out. California actually passed a law and said, we'll give your kids inoculations without your consent. Gardasil, which is in the news killing people today. That's bold. That's a bold move. And they're just getting started. They're moving towards a forced inoculation where they're going to send paramilitary police to your house, and you don't have a choice when they come to forcibly inoculate you. They are coming to soft kill, murder you. And, you know, it's sad if a biological android, brain damaged by chemicals and bioweapons, brainwashed by the system, festooned in their black uniform, comes to give you the forced inoculation. It's sad that they have wrecked minds and aren't even, in a way, human anymore. The globalists have actually turned us into what they say we are. And they believe they're coming, they're going to give you this shot, they're going to take your blood at a checkpoint, they're going to grope your wife. This is what they're moving into, a total evil. And it's my job to shake you out of your mind control, folks. A lot of people think, well, if you just reject what I'm saying, somehow that'll make it all okay. It's not going to be okay. I told you they'd implode Europe and announce a Bank of the World, and I told you after they imploded all these other countries and got trillions more, they would announce an undemocratic system. And they're doing it. These are tyrants openly who think they're invincible. I got news for you, they're not. In fact, this whole Invincible Act is nothing but an act. They actually realize how powerless they are when you wake up, get motivated, and get angry, and stop believing in them. And start telling the truth. But see, the truth is so horrible, it's hard for people to get a grip on it. Now, let me continue here. This is Watson's and mine prelude to the big report tomorrow. But listen, geoengineering, our environment is under attack. The greatest public health threat can no longer be denied. PrisonPlanet.com. Monday, November 14th, 2011. The fact that the planet is being bombarded with chemicals from high-altitude spraying as part of numerous geoengineering programs being conducted by the U.S. government, I would add other governments, I would add by the globalists, in a globally coordinated program, I'm going to have that added to the article, and universities that have been approved with no oversight whatsoever can no longer be denied. The reclassification of global warming, a highly contentious and often scientifically fraudulent pseudoscience, as a national security threat has been exploited by governments as an excuse to play God, greenlighting secret experiments on a massive scale that carry innumerable dangers to humans and their environment. However, now that increasing awareness of geoengineering as a result of the chemtrails phenomenon has promulgated widely, authorities, not servants, but authorities, masters, are slowly being forced to disclose certain aspects of the program. We are now not far away from full disclosure of the true extent of the geoengineering experimentation. You are being experimented on like a lab rat, folks. Your children are. Scientists, but they're being killed slowly, so I guess it's okay, isn't it? As long as they don't do it insultingly and tell you they're doing it, it's kind of cute. With all the new degenerative diseases, you can just join a club of victims of it and kind of make it into your community and get angry at folks that tell you why it happened. You don't want to hear that. You just want a pity party now. Scientists now admit that vapor trails from aerosol airplanes are creating, quote, artificial clouds that block out the sun. We have links to all these claims. This is no longer a matter of debate. The chemtrail conspiracy theorists were proven correct. Reading professor of the University of Reading, Keith Shine, told the Daily Mail last year that the clouds formed by aircraft fumes could linger for hours, depriving those areas under busy flight paths such as London and the home counties of summer sunshine. Experts have warned that as a result, the amount of sunshine hitting the ground could be reduced by as much as 10%. Actually, we have links to articles saying it's 22 worldwide, 22%. Professor Shine added, over the busiest areas in London and the south of England, this high-level cloud could cover the sky, turning bright sunshine into haze conditions for the entire area. I expect the effects will get worse as the volume of air traffic increases. It's not the air traffic. See, they'll just have a new tax, but keep the poisoning going. We have the patents where they mix it with the jet fuel, and the companies don't even know. At a higher level, the execs do. The report also makes reference to a 2009 Met Office study, that's the London police, which found that high-level winds did not disperse contrails that later formed into clouds, which covered an astonishing 20,000 miles. Of course, only the completely naive would suggest that there is no connection between chemtrails that block out the sun, a phenomenon that has been ongoing for over a decade, and open calls on behalf of scientists to reduce global warming by injecting the atmosphere with aerosols. I'm going to have Aaron Dykes, who's the big researcher here on this, create a bullet article tomorrow just with bullet points with documents where they admit all this and what their master plan is. Mainstream science and academia has gone from dismissing chemtrails as a fantasy of paranoid conspiracy theorists to now accepting that they exist, but claiming that they are natural and not artificially induced, despite numerous patents and scientific proposals by top globalists, I would add, that focus around using man-made dispersal of aerosols to alter the atmosphere. And now the government's proposing it, admitting they tested it. See, first they denied it, and they said, oh, yeah, we're doing it, no big deal, just move along. The proposal to disperse sulfur dioxide in an attempt to reflect sunlight was discussed in a September 2008 London Guardian article titled Geoengineering, the Radical Ideas to Combat Global Warming, in which Ken Caldera, a leading climate scientist based at the Carnegie Institution in Stanford, California, promoted the idea of injecting the atmosphere with aerosols.